The Fast and Furious franchise is famous for its high-octane car chases and spectacular crashes. But are all those wild stunts really as dangerous as they look? Absolutely. Stunt driver and coordinator Robert Nagle, who has worked on every installment in the Fast and Furious series since Fast 5 and recently oversaw the thrilling racing scenes in James Mangold's Oscar-nominated film Ford vs. Ferrari, spoke with Looper in an exclusive interview about his career. Before he became a stunt driver, he worked as a racer, though he switched careers when money became too big of a factor. Nagle explained, "Going down the back straightaway at 180 miles an hour and you're trying to think about where the next check is coming from, it just takes away from the passion of the sport." This is why Nagle tends to not worry about whether or not he and his fellow drivers are up to the task. "A lot of the guys I hire have a pretty solid race background, because I know I can put them in any car. Still, sometimes even the best drivers can lose control. Ford vs. Ferrari's most spectacular car crash, which occurs as Christian Bale's Ken Miles completes his very first lap at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, was based on a real-life event. Before working on Ford vs. Ferrari, the film's second unit director, Darren Prescott, was participating in a celebrity race when another car fell apart right in front of him. It was a right-hand corner, and the car went a little bit wide and dropped the outside wheels into the grass, and that turned the car sideways and shot it back across the track and it hit a concrete wall. Prescott was pretty certain he just saw somebody die. Luckily, Prescott was wrong, and the other driver was fine. When it came time to film Ford vs. Ferrari, Nagle and Prescott decided to recreate that crash in the movie. However, the final scene isn't there just for thrills, but to show how dangerous Le Mans is. After all, the wreck comes during the first 4 minutes of Miles' race, when he still has 24 hours to go. On set, though, the real danger often comes from factors outside of the stunt team's control. When asked to identify his most dangerous stunts on the Fast and Furious films, Nagle explained that almost everything is inherently unsafe, saying, "There's so much going on with some of these. There are multiple cars and explosions, pyrotechnics going off around us. There's a whole lot going on and a whole lot that can go wrong very quickly." Still, when pressed, Nagle singled out one Fast and Furious scene that was especially dangerous, the opening of Fast and Furious 6, which he described as pretty hairball. In the sequence, Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel, and Brian O'Connor, played by Paul Walker, race on a twisty Spanish road in order to get home before Brian's girlfriend, Mia, played by Jordana Brewster, gives birth. On one side is a sheer rock cliff, on the other, nothing but ocean. The scene was filmed on location in Tenerife, the largest of the Canary Islands. Nagle was in the camera car filming the action, while former Top Gear driver Ben Collins and rally car champion Mark Higgins did the actual racing. As Nagle explained, the driving wasn't the problem, the road was. "There was this road that they wanted me to go shoot that was deemed too dangerous for the general public to drive on. It's got a 1,000-foot drop-off into the ocean with these little blocks that will probably slow you down, just enough so you get a really good look of where you're about to crash."
This time it ain't just about being fast.
In addition to the terrain of the road itself, there was another hazard that no amount of careful planning or skill could account for. According to Nagle, "I commented to the guys, some really bad potholes on that road. Somebody said to me, 'You know, those aren't potholes, those are divots from rocks. They've been falling off the cliff on the other side of you that's 1,000 feet up.' As if the road conditions weren't already dangerous enough, Nagle also had to navigate it at full speed without any practice. While Collins and Higgins had been racing for a week by the time they filmed the stunt, it was Nagle's first day at work. Nagle admitted, "Two very top drivers that have been driving this road for the last week, and I've got to chase them down with this camera car. Yeah, it was a little scary." Fortunately, Nagle's skill and experience paid off, and he was able to film the scene in one take. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.